everyone. Welcome, welcome. So, the gratitude challenge starts Monday at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's early for you Pacific Standard Time people, but it is going to be so powerful. And I really hope that you will share this with your family and friends because it's a fantastic thing to do with family and friends. It is free. This is the biggest offering I do all year that is free. And just, I want as many people to play in this space, to be shot up with gratitude before the holidays. And so I put the link into the chat, and if you just share that link with friends and family, it takes them to the landing page, explains it all. It's basically 45 minutes a day. The workbook comes with it. We're doing it as an option for a fundraiser. If you do want to donate to this orphanage that's building a culinary school down in Mexico for 10 different orphanages. I was just there last week. It's an amazing organization and beautiful orphanages that they're making a big difference in the world. So it's just part of up leveling our giving, because we can give as much as we can receive as much as we can give. And so I'm super excited about that. And that is launching us into November, which is our gratitude month, which is really where we as a class get to dive into it even deeper. So that's kind of the launch point for us to just go deep into gratitude. And then all month, we're going to be really up leveling our entire nervous systems and our mindsets and our lives with gratitude. It's the secret sauce of life. And so I'm really excited about that. So hi, Bodhi. Hi. Today we are continuing on the spooky fear that we have been focusing on in October, but we're recognizing that fear is just not having enough information, and so we're getting more and more information about the fear-based thoughts, fear-based emotions. And we've had amazing classes from almost each one of you on different emotions that you're dealing with. I think, Brianna, you were going to teach on one more emotion this week, if you're up for it. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of tune in. And so let's go ahead and do shares now that Laura's on. I wanted to hear the wins of the week. Last week, I love how Laura was like, I want to share my wins, because they were so awesome and they were like epic, epic wins. And so I never want to miss that part of class because I think it's so powerful. And so, Jay, can we start with you and just hear your wins and the update? I know everyone's kind of dying to hear what your wins are, but also just share what's real.
Yeah, bring us up to date, please.
Oh, you're on mute. There we go.
Okay. So has been a whirlwind. So many conflicting feelings. So much gratitude, so much love, so much relief that my kids are okay,
Yeah.
all of that happening. And yet so much sorrow at the same time, and so much admiration for a life well lived, I feel like my singular ally in that family is just hard. But I think this is really good for me because I've been trying to kind of hold myself together for my kids and my husband, who are all struggling, and sorry, parked now. And I don't feel like I've had a lot of space for myself to kind of have the feels. So I think a big win for me is that I'm starting to allow, now that the funeral has passed and Benjamin is in his hard cast, like he's healing so much more quickly than we had anticipated, than the doctors had anticipated. His skin, like there wasn't enough skin to cover everything that needed to be covered. But he healed amazingly well. Like, miracle is the only word that describes how that happened. And his lungs doing great. He's doing really well. And now that that's okay, and he's starting to sleep through the night, I feel like I'm starting to be able to get out of complete mom mode and wife mode and feel my own feelings, which is why another reason why I'm like, I have to make this today on Wednesday and start taking care of myself. So I think that's a big win for me. Is just, I'm going to start taking care of myself again, get out of get things done mode. And I mean, not completely, obviously, but take care of me a little bit too.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you know, deer when they're chased by a cougar and they get away, they'll like shake, you know, they'll do the whole like shimmy shake thing. But I feel like that's the vision I have, is just seeing how like this is the time for you to like, you're finally in safety, even
Yeah.
kind of in fight or flight, and you get to just like do the somatic work, you know, let yourself shake and let yourself like let the energy out of your body, because otherwise you get stuck in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've gone through a lot. Unbelievable.
It's been a minute for sure.
Yeah.
So feel like cougar attack lasted a couple weeks. Now we're shaking.
Yeah.
I like that. I
That
like
was
it.
a long attack. That was a long time to
Get
be
out of
running.
here, cougar. Oh, for real. I
Like
appreciate that.
that cougar had a lot of endurance, but yeah, you're so strong and amazing. And yeah, just I was just with a guy who's building a stem cell company, but just talking about how children have like 10,000 to like something like I don't know, it's something like 10, it's something like um 1,000 stem cells to 10 or something. I don't know. Anyway, hold on. But
Way more than
they
we
have
do.
like
We adults.
5,000
Yeah.
times more stem cells than we do.
Yeah.
And so all to say they are like little wolverines.
For real. It's amazing. But even the pediatrician was like, yeah, this should take about 2 weeks. And like within 5 days, he was fine. Like the skin was back. Right? Those stem cells working hard. Love that about kids.
Yes.
They're resilient in so many ways.
Yes.
I'm probably, Paige, I would love to chat with you soon about kind of how to help. I mean, we're doing grief counseling, we're doing this, but I think helping my kids would in those ways would be nice. Anyway,
yeah. And
we'll talk later.
Intuitive hit for me is bedtime stories.
Yes.
Like children learn in pictures, stories, symbols, just like we do, but they're so their minds are so open. So stories are really powerful right now for them. Just like stories of safety, stories of healing, stories of grief. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, really beautiful. But we'll definitely talk, and yeah, definitely. Like I look forward to our session this month. Or two. Just set up whatever you need. I love you.
Okay. I love you guys. Thanks for listening.
We love you so much. Welcome, Ruth.
Hey, Ruth.
Hey, Mom, go for it. What's your wins?
It's interesting because I am experiencing, well, I'm experiencing a breathing out and a lot of good big emotions, and it does feel like after the antelope has run to safety from the bear or the lion, and I just now am really crying a lot, and that's hugely unusual for me. So it's really interesting, because I used to say, when I was raising my kids and when I was a young adult, I see people emotional and I would just think, what's wrong with me? Like, why haven't I actually had a good cry since Bambi?
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was almost true. Like, Bambi was the last time I remembered having a big cry. Um, I did have, like, I was raised on the ranch during a formative time. I left my grandparents and everybody in the Bay Area of California behind. These were things that I just like had to buck up with. Death on the ranch, my horses, is just like, it was just interesting because I just held everything in. Now, the last few weeks, certain pressures got high enough, I guess, and I'm just in a different age and stage. And that's really important. Like Jay says, to stop and feel it for yourself, Don't have to feel it for all the kids. I don't even think I was very good at helping my girls through the the whole thing, but now I'm just noticing this happening, and it's very, very interesting. I'm just look at how crazy I'm writing, and then I'm having to do the files, and just look how much I write. It's so crazy. So I was writing instead of feeling, in a sense. I guess I was thinking and writing, and now I just, so great. Like, nobody's upstairs. There's no window open. I can just literally cry my eyes out.
And how beautiful to like drop out of the head and into the body and let the body process. How do you feel after you cry like that?
Um, yeah, I often ask myself that. I think, how do I feel? Huh. I'll let you know sometime. I don't really know how to, I don't know how to talk about that.
Um, do you feel better or worse? Do you notice?
I think I feel a relief.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I just like, this is really an important thing to recognize is it's not what we do, it's the energy we do it in. So if we are crying in the, oh my gosh, stop it, I don't want to cry, what we resist persists. And so at the end of the cry, we don't feel better. But if at the end of the cry we surrender to it, we let go, we let the emotion and it literally be the energy and motion and let it run through us, we will feel a relief, right? So you can kind of know whether you're doing it in fear or love or with resistance or not. But I know for myself, like for 35 years, I cried with the thought, stop crying, stop crying, stop crying, right? Brooke's husband has this really sweet song he sings to the kids when they're crying is like, it's okay to cry. I think it's from Daniel Tiger or something. It makes everything feel better or something like that. And it's really sweet because the messaging to me was stop it, stop crying. And it was just because it made them uncomfortable, right? And it's not because it's just like, it makes me uncomfortable when people aren't happy around me all the time until it doesn't. And I realize, oh, I don't have to stop them from crying. I don't have to touch them. I don't have to tell them something so they stop crying. I can just let them cry, right?
Yeah, this is the thing, that has been coming out of it, is the need for fulfillment, um, and the word fulfillment and finishing, and those two words have come out of this, and Uh, and I think what happened is that the grief, the anticipatory grief, which is a very real thing, and I don't know how to do it any better, is um, takes away from finishing things. And finishing things is, hey, this is what you just said. You just said that it's not what we're doing, but it's the
we do
energy.
it.
It's not what we're doing, but it's the energy behind what we're doing. How did you say it?
Yeah, it's not what we do, it's the energy we do it in.
Yeah, that we do it in. And so then all of a sudden I realized, oh, I can't finish. I'm not getting any sense of finishing anything, nothing.
Yeah, so isn't that interesting until you're there is a process to completing grief. And we can't rush it, but there is a completion. And until you're complete in the grief, it's very, very difficult to complete anything. Right? It's the quicksand of emotions. And so grief is a very heavy emotion that makes it feel like you're in quicksand, but then how do we complete it? And, it's probably a year ago that we did the grief recovery handbook, and we did that as a whole entire part of this course. But it's a really powerful process because um, there's this illusion that, oh, just time will heal it. Well, no, you actually have to do there are traditions, there are methods, there are processes that can release us from the grief. And once you're out of grief, it's like, imagine how strong you are after walking through quicksand for what was it, Mom, 5 years? Like you feel like you can float. You can feel like you can fly. Like finishing projects will be so much easier. And it's not like it was expected for you to be out of it at any point before now. But in the grief, you're feeling this intuitive hit that you're coming closer to a completion. And so it would be really powerful for you to do the grief letters now, you know, to do the processing, to have someone hold space for you to do that. And after a year, each one of us have all gone through something where we feel the heaviness of grief in some way, probably. So it would probably be great for all of us to work through it. It's a tough process, the grief recovery work, because there's so much resistance to it. It's like, do I really want to sit down and look at all this, the heaviness of what's going on? So in any case, I think that's really beautiful that what you've brought up, Mom. And in our monthly one-on-one session, I would really like to walk you through this process, because it is something that can wrap the grief process up so that there can be some completion. Does that mean that you don't miss him? Does that mean that there's not sadness ever again? No, but the heaviness of the grief is different than the sadness or the missing of a loved one. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. And also, I think that's like the exciting thing about doing this gratitude challenge next week is I feel like when I can get to the space of gratitude for anything, the boredom, the anxiety, the anger, the sadness, the grief, whatever it is, and I come into gratitude, I know that I process the grief. Like I was able to process that fear-based emotion, right? And it's coming into a place of like, wow, I'm actually grateful. And that's come up in every one of the teachings of each one of you, of like, you can go, wow, I'm so grateful I felt this anger, because it gave me this gift in the invitation, and I got more information about myself or about the people around me, right? Each one of these can bring us in, and once you hit that like gratitude point, you're like, oh, okay, I did it. Like the alchemy is complete. And that's what this whole course and the work and everything is, alchemy through gratitude, right? So yeah, really beautiful that that's where you come to at the end of it, Mom, is you're like, I'm realizing, then I come to gratitude. So Beautiful. Laura, welcome, welcome. Share. What are your wins?
I've been like exhausted from all the fall festing, and my child is like, I really need help. She is just so defiant and so, she does not want to cooperate. And we've talked about this before, but like she hits, kicks, scratches. There's so much rage in this tiny little being. And like virtually no one else sees this but me. So it like drives me crazy. And I know Bree has mentioned before, like not enjoying being around a particular child. And it's like, I don't want to feel that way, but it makes me feel that way because like my time with her is in the morning when we're get up, get dressed, go to the bathroom, fix your hair, eat breakfast. And then when we get home, eat dinner, get in the bath, get your pajamas on. And it's just like, ah. So I want to create more intentional one-on-one face-to-face time with her that's not rush, rush, rush. But like this is our foreseeable future until she's, 18, right? So like, how do I do this? It's so hard. So anyway, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I don't know. Yeah. Things with my mom and my sister are a little better. I think I shared some of that. Yeah. Of course, it's because we just act like nothing happened and we just like brush over things. But I did tell my sister that she could drive my daughter. My daughter could spend the night and she could drive her to lunch tomorrow. But that was the last time, and she needs to get her driver's license renewed. Did I tell you she's been driving around without license for who knows how long? So, and she didn't get mad at me. So
Yeah.
that's a win.
It's like asking for your needs to be met. Well, I heard something about manifesting isn't about just getting what you want. It's about shedding everything that is in the way of it. And so when you ask for like a better relationship with your mother, like all the things that are not like in alignment with a wonderful relationship with your mother will show up, right? Or you want to raise this like really self-reliant, like what's your mantra for motherhood, your mission statement?
Oh, I don't have it memorized.
uh
Be on my list, but yeah, I want
what's
her
one of the words?
confident, which
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So like everything for this child to become so confident that she knows exactly what she wants, even at age 4, will show up before you know what I mean? So I just think like there's so much of there's she feels like you're the safest person in the world, that she can be all of her, all the messiness, all the tantrum, all right, where she has to be tidy and put together for everyone else in her world. So you are the only one that gets to see it, but that's kind of the privilege of the mother and also the curse. I would really love to hear what anyone else has to say. I know we have such wise mothers here. Brooke has, I know, I felt it. I knew that someone had something to share.
Get your daughter a punching bag.
yes. I've told her like you can hit the bed, you can scream, you can stomp your feet, but you cannot hit me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
it
yeah,
doesn't.
that's what our youngest daughter did. She just had this aggression. And so I first learned it at the Montessori school where, I'm like, my daughter's just wanting to pour liquid on the floor, like everywhere we go, she wants to pour. And the teacher was like, oh, she's trying to figure out how water works. So set her up in the bath with a bunch of pouring things and let her go at it. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so I'll facilitate that. And there's something around aggression that your daughter's trying to figure out. And it feels really great for a little girl to put on some punching gloves. We got some for our daughter at Christmas, and my parents were there. They could not freaking believe how many times this girl punched this bag. And it was like it was stored up in her. and she has no anger issues now. It was like therapy, and she could put on those pink gloves. She could be all tough. She could punch it. It would come back at her. She'd punch it again. And it like half an hour, 45 minutes, like go at it.
Yeah.
That would be maybe an idea. You know, not the hard punching bags that hurt.
Yeah.
It's for
Oh, it
little
was like
kids.
a blow up. It was a blow
Yeah.
up thing with pink gloves, and she
Yeah.
just,
Well,
it was
and
nuts.
I will
Do
get
it, girl. Like, that's so good.
do
for
it. That's the thing, is like I try to redirect her and she just runs after me. I mean,
Yeah.
I
No,
don't,
she needs to get it out.
I think
Yeah.
part of me is like caught up in like, why is this happening? Like, why does this little girl feel like she has to do this? And like,
It doesn't matter though.
Anyway.
It's
Yeah.
something that she just needs to get out. And if it doesn't move through her body, it'll get stuck. So movement, just get her moving on it.
yeah.
And put on some great music while she's doing it. Like
Yeah.
go. Like
We-
celebrate it. It's
Brooke,
good
I did
for
a similar
girls.
thing for my daughter. We got a playlist going. She chose all the songs. We like, there's a lot of Pink on there,
Okay.
like the singer.
Mhm.
Then we got her into jujitsu at age 5, and I feel like it was the most cathartic thing for her. She's so good,
Yeah.
and it is a little bit of an unusual, I guess, thing. There are not many little girls in jujitsu.
Apparently it's
but
pretty common, because 3 out of the 5 women have girls that are like this, you know.
I have a jujitsu thing right here.
Ah, look at you.
it was life changing for us, and we had this mantra in our house: that you can be mad, but you can't be mean. And
Yeah.
so whenever they would go after me or my husband, I hold their hands, I give them a hug, and I say, you can be mad, but you can't be mean. We're gonna regulate. And I give them all these options. I hand her gloves. I'm like, do you want to go do rolling gymnastics? Do you want to go jump on the trampoline with me? You know, just all these options of this bilateral movement that can help move this energy through. And jujitsu was a lifesaver for us.
Oh,
You're
that's
doing
such-
so much better than you think you are. I just had to say that too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know, like I tell myself, like, I know this is normal. This is developmental. This is like, I know that like, you know, I don't have like a little terrorist child. Like this is just normal, but it triggers me so bad, and how I'm showing up, I'm not proud of it, because I yell and I, you know, like it just, because I don't know what to do. And I know that like, Dr. Becky is like, you know, you're the pilot of the plane. And so your passengers don't want to hear that you don't know what to do. You know how to fly the plane. And so I'm like trying to figure it out. And anyway, I really appreciate that, and hearing from other people, knowing I'm not the
Well,
You're
Laura,
totally
can
not
I
alone. It's very helpless feeling sometimes. Sorry, Ruth.
Yeah. And Laura, can I just mention that there might be some of like, she shouldn't be mad because like everything is fine. There's nothing wrong with little girls having aggression or having these emotions that are so big that they're popping out of them, you know? And I think that that's really important, just to go, oh yeah, I feel that too. Let's go. And I love what Jessica said. It's like, jump on the trampoline with her. It's not that you're sending her away. Okay, I don't want to see you doing this, or I can't accept that you have this. So go and take care of yourself. Like
Right.
the most cathartic part of that whole punching bag was my dad and I just watching Eiley punch it.
right.
Like she,
Get it out.
right? Like yeah, get it out, and we're gonna witness you.
Having a witness, yeah.
Do you guys see my cat taking out his aggression on the tissue paper?
Yes, I saw
Hope
that.
you appreciate that.
Got in the wrapping.
Crazy.
But also, Laura, it's not always about aggression being taken out. Some of it is not only exploration,
Mhm.
but it's also a type of it's a type of an energy, and it's not a lot unlike fun. I
Sure.
think the thing that might help you is to realize that your words, for her to hear from your mouth is something different than what's being exemplified maybe at daycare or wherever she is, where mean little kids are doing things. She
Mhm.
comes home and she tries it on you. Well, you know, I used to say, and I think it was Barbara Colorazzo, that she'd ask the question, is your home a child-directed home or an adult, a parent-directed home? And I loved that going through my mind, because I had 6 kids. I was like,
Yeah.
Greg and I better be really sure about this, you know? And I wanted it to be a parent-directed home, by golly. And so, but the thing I think she needs to hear you say is, you can't hurt others or yourself. You can do a lot of things because of your feelings, but you can't hurt others and you can't hurt yourself. I won't stand for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do try to say those statements, like, you know, you know, you are not a mean girl, but you're doing mean things. Or, you know, I try to help her know, like, you are a kind, you know, you're a kind girl. You're a nice girl. Like, these are mean things and hurtful things that you're doing, so that she understands that it's the way she's acting it out, you know. But her teacher is like, she has confirmed all the things you all are saying, is like, you know, if she's good and doesn't do this around everyone else, then that's good parenting, because she knows how to be with other people and not to hit other people and hurt other people. She is a little aggressive when she gets really comfortable with some friends, like learning her own strength. I mean, she's a little petite girl, and she will, like, you know, she'll push. But I really appreciate all the suggestions.
She absolutely can't hit you. You could just say, you know, you cannot hit me. You cannot hit your mother.
But
Absolutely.
but like, what do you do? Like, I will be saying that, and she will just keep charging and keep clawing, and then I'll try to grab her hands. Like, I'll do like a safe restraint. She'll lean down and bite my arm. I mean, it is coming out one way or another. And I've tried to, like, shut the door and give myself a minute, and she will just, like, kick the door. Like, I'm like, I will take your toys and sell them to buy this door that you're gonna break. And then it just makes it worse, you know? Like, today I was like, do you want to keep your Halloween candy? Because I can throw it away. Like, you know.
I love you. First of all, it's like, I think Brooke and Jay's like the let her get it out in a safe way is such brilliant wisdom. Ruth, I feel like she had 8 kids, so we're gonna, like,
Wow.
make sure let Ruth chime in here, because you're like
Actually, yeah, I only had 5.
oh you
but
came from 8.
I came from 9.
Fine, okay.
But my youngest sister has Downs, and she lived with us while I was raising my kids. So it's like I had 6 for a long time. So, and I used to teach parenting classes for folks who their kids were being taken away, and parents needed to learn better ways. So, and that's been a long time ago. But first thing, that's been said is really good. And what you were saying just recently is, before you know it, you're in the middle of it. So I would challenge you to change, because you're not going to change her until she's ready to change. And if she's 4, she's reactive. So I would challenge you to take a minute and think about, what are the triggers? What can you see happening where, you know, within seconds, she's going to be coming at me. So just an ounce of prevention might look like just a change up of the routine where she can get some things out physically. Movement is so, so important. There's a reason. She's been holding herself together, behaving really well all day for everyone else. It's got to have a place to go. So movement is huge. The other thing is she can't express it. she's feeling things, dealing with things that she doesn't have the vocabulary for. And even if she tried, it's not going to make sense. And it's not going to be something that you say, oh, I have the answer for that. You know, that's just not the case. And sometimes we expect our kids to, at 4 and 5, to say, so-and-so always does this to me and it hurts my feelings and I don't have a voice and there's no way to, they're just not going to articulate that. So the other thing is, if you can prevent the rage, the outburst by something positive in motion, when it all settles down, when you're not in the heat of everything, come back, because she needs you. She needs to feel your physical touch and your words and your energy all together, saying, today was different and that's okay. We have different days. Or just reassurance that I will always hear you. I love you. I accept every part of you. And we're going to learn ways. We're going to learn stuff together. And maybe when you pound on your bed or she's pounding on her bed, get right next to her and pound with her. It's okay that she learns that you need to get things out as well. You don't always hold it together, but I always try to tell parents that you can't talk your kids, especially little ones, you can't talk them into better behavior. They're not going to remember. What they hear is, mom's upset, I better adjust. And it never really gets to the bottom of changing the behavior. So I know it kind of puts a lot back on your lap to try to figure out a creative way for her to get energy out. It puts it back on your lap to do some preemptive, the word is escaping me, prevention, just a little bit of prevention beforehand, and then have strategies. So if she comes out, you swing and say, all right, we're going outside. We're going to swing together and pound the ground or do something, but you've got to change the pattern that's already been established, and that falls to you. But with a little bit of thought, you can do it.
I love that idea of like getting on the bed. Like even today, I was in the car and I just started to think of some frustrating things with Trey again. And I just let myself scream at the top of my lungs, you know? But like, what if we model this stuff for our kids? And like, you're like, rather than being like, I'm going to take all your candy away, be like, I'm going to go into my room. You can come in with me, but I'm going to start pounding the bed. Like, you can't hit me, but if you want to hit the bed, you can hit it too. But I'm going to do that because I'm really feeling angry right now. Right? Like, we can model that for ourselves, but I know that like as I'm learning, these skills help me right now. I don't have to have a kid. I'm doing these things to manage my own emotions without little ones around. But like, what would you do for yourself? And we just didn't have it modeled necessarily, but and some of us did, but it's just nice to
Your Paige, sorry, can I just address something that I think is like an underlying thing? Like some people would say, that sounds crazy. You're screaming in the car, Paige? Like, why would you do that? But you started to understand that you need to get it out and that's actually healthy and it's in a safe space of like a car where no one can hear you. It's actually okay to show or to process these emotions rather than just keep it all. Like I love what Jessica said, like one time when she's like, yeah, the message was like, stay like a duck, like paddle really hard under the water where no one can see you and look totally calm surface. You know, maybe that's like a feminine thing that we're supposed to not show this angry side.
Or feel it. Like it's wrong to feel rage. I felt rage. So what do you do with it? you either shove it down
Or you
and
acknowledge it.
pick, or
Mhm.
you acknowledge it and go, I feel so like ragingly angry. So what are some safe ways to handle it?
Mhm.
She's just feeling rage, right? Or whatever she's feeling. And it's like, okay, it's fine. Just feel that. And here are some ways to process it out of your body so that it doesn't stay in your body or build up and then explode or whatever happens.
Laura,
Mhm.
Laura, just on that same sentence, it's okay to feel rage and whatnot. I'm coming back to your defense here because I want to tell you this
Defense.
we were running the nursery at church for a while, Greg and I, and there was Charles, and he was biting everybody. And everybody was like terrified of this kid. And you can only be in nursery until you're 4 years old, 3 years old or 4 years old. And then you go to your little sunbeams class. Well, I had enough of this one day. And somebody had told me this in Observation Nurseries of Calgary. And I thought, he went over and he bit this little girl. He wanted that bike and he bit this little girl. And I went over to Charles and I said, we don't bite. You hurt her. And he looked at me and he went to bite me. I grabbed his arm and I nailed him with my teeth. I did not bite him, but I hit him like my horse would hit me or anything. And I just hit him with my teeth. Wow. That was the last time Charles ever bit anybody in nursery. I'll tell you that much.
Ruth, do they teach that in your parenting class? Bite the children back?
You know, you never know what's going to work. Honestly, just keep trying, Laura. Keep
Yeah.
trying.
Go, Laura, go.
We're all cheering you on.
Yeah, you can do this.
2 follow-up questions. And I hate to, I feel like I'm dominating, but you guys are amazingly helpful.
This is helping all of us. Yes.
So getting the energy out. So it's a logistics thing too that is part of my problem. It's like I'm a solo parent, pick her up. She goes to extended care after 2:30 and they basically just play. A lot of it is like running around on the playground if the weather's nice. And so she's getting energy out, right? But it's not necessarily this like aggressive energy, I guess. It's just energy. And so by the time I get her, I mean, yes, if I can do jujitsu or if I can do something else, but like I do know that a lot of it is that she's tired. A lot of times it's because she's tired, or she's not getting what she wants, right? And then this morning, it was not because she was tired. She was just being a little pill. And I wasn't expecting it because it normally doesn't happen in the morning. Normally she doesn't really get combative unless it's at night. And so I do know that like I have to keep her from getting into that overtired state as much as I can. But sometimes it's unavoidable. Like if you're going to live your life, you're going to go do activities and she gets overtired. And like I'm trying to decide right now if I'm going to keep her in a dance class after school because the last 2 weeks she's been hell when we get home. And I'm like, well, we can't do this if this is how you act afterwards. Like I want to give you this privilege and this opportunity, but if she can't handle it, then we can't do it because I can't handle the repercussions of it. And then I have the pressure of my mom being like, oh, well, I know she'll really love it. And she'll look, so cute in her costumes. And I'm just like guilted into this, like giving her this chance and giving everyone else the opportunity to see her do it. Right. Does all this make sense? It's just like, it just compounds and compounds and compounds. And like the logistics of it, I don't know how to do it. And like, part of me is just like, who cares if she goes to bed at 7 or 7:30? Just let her stay up until 10. I don't know. But then I have to deal with her cranky in the morning. It's like,
Yeah.
ah.
It sounds to me, and I don't know her or you well, but it sounds to me like there's some overstimulation and she's getting overextended physically. So one thing I would recommend is if you really feel like the dance is just too much, maybe there's a different class that only takes place on Saturdays or something else, and it's okay to say, we'll do dance next year. We'll come back to this when she's a little bit older. Maybe she can regulate a little bit better. But the thing that popped into my head is when you pick her up and she's been doing a lot, maybe what she really needs is some decompression. So get in the car and sing.
Yeah.
Make up silly songs. Let her express the day through singing. So I used to make up silly songs all the time with the kids, and I would just start going and say, okay, while I'm singing, Brandon's gonna think of the next verse. It can be about anything. Blah, 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 blah. Brandon. And then he'd be in his seat and he'd start singing. Sometimes he'd say, I hate math and school was a bummer. It's Hayden's turn, and on to the next kid. But then sometimes we would just end up singing songs we all knew.
Yeah.
And that will deregulate a lot and bring a calmness to her body and her nervous system. And if you can get her to sing,
Mm-hmm. We
that,
do sing a lot. I sing all the time, and we
that's
sing a lot. And she always wants, Super Kitties on the radio. And like now we've discovered this artist called Bongo Cat that just meows to every popular song that's out there. And it's insane. And so we do that. Like I let her do that and we sing. Because last week that came up. If you're singing, you can't be,
In fight or flight. Yeah. Or like humming.
Yeah.
It's really, music is great, and there's a lot of great music out there, but the key to this is not having all the other instrumentals and somebody else's
Just singing
and voice. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's got to be something coming from within, even if singing with her, just A is for everything I love, and clap with it. And can you name something with A?
Mhm.
Everything I love that starts with A, and you create it so you're getting her, she's not singing along with a song, coming from inside. That's a huge distinction that makes a lot of difference to deregulate, or not deregulate, but to de-escalate. So there's a
Can I
tip.
just mention something that I'm hearing too is like the overstimulation, Ruth, what I think you're saying is like she doesn't have to necessarily be in class. You can do activities with her at home that, take a break. Like I had Hannah in so many classes when she was young. And then by my third, I was like, wow, that was really stressful for me. And it was actually really wonderful to spend time just with my kids at home doing sweet things like the singing or the, reading together, or just the things that are not go, go, go. Because if your daughter's feeling overstimulated, man, it's not fun for anyone, and including you. Like, wasn't it nice during COVID to be like, oh, we don't have to do all the classes and we can just take a break? And the Scandinavian people do this. It's like the dark time of year when winter is, you just do less and it's okay. It's totally okay.
I think
Really nice.
that sounds amazing. And this is just where like it all comes into like logistics and other people's expectations compounding, where it's like, my mom, if I take her to dance on Wednesdays at this place, then my mom gets to see her for an hour beforehand. And so then there's like, am I going to look back and think, I'm so glad I did that, even though it was hard, because my mom got to spend time with her once a week and my mom's not going to be here much longer. So am I going to look back on it and regret that I didn't do it, or be happy that I did do it? And then there's the, like, this kid literally can run laps around. Like one night she ran for like 5 minutes straight around my living room in circles. Like she has the energy. I don't know. I was going to say something else about that, but it's like the other people's expectations of the outcome.
And then the balance of like, is it going to be worth me getting the energy out so she doesn't tear around the house? And is it going to be like, what will I regret? Those are really hard things.
I can like, if I was in a session with Paige, I would be able to say like, I know what I want is just to have more time with her one-on-one, doing activities together, like quality time. But then like, she's a social butterfly. She wants someone to be over at her house. Like we were outside by ourselves a week ago and she was like, Mom, nobody's walking by. No one's coming to our house. No, like she was so upset about it. And then it's like I have to deal with the repercussions of her not having a friend over. And it's like, oh, like the drama of that. And it's like, I guess I've conditioned her that we just are social people and we always have people over. I don't know. Like, yeah, her expectation.
Feels like it's like she's like a greyhound, and then there's some labs, and there's some like each person has such a different personality. And so I think this is the beauty of one-on-one sessions where you can go in and like the thousands of pieces of information, even about her genetics that you don't know, that you can access through the superconscious. And so there's a lot of like, I feel like I'm trying to do everything I can. The beautiful thing about coaching and about something like this is like, just look for the 5 millimeter shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at one thing that is just, what if I turn my grip just a 5 millimeters? All of a sudden, I'm hitting it into the court rather than like into the net. And that's how it is with this kind of thing. It's just like when you get this new information, where can I shift 5 millimeters? Yes, I'm doing it. You're doing it so much right. Like 99.9% of what you're doing is so amazing and great. And there's a 5 millimeter shift just to get to that next level, to have a better experience, to have more peace in the home, or for her to step into her fullest, whatever it is. But you're doing great, and just take like one or two of these things and try it and be like, does this work? Or what if I just shift my grip, hit it a few times, and then see if you consistently have a different result, and then go from there. And I think that's the key for all of us. Like, how beautiful to have this amazing group of women, 6 kids, 5 kids, a parenting coach, a mom of 3 girls, a mom of 4 kids, and just beautiful wisdom of real life knowledge and experience.
Mhm.
So thank you everyone for
I'm
pouring.
so grateful
Yeah,
because I need help,
we
so
all do. We all do. That's why we're here. And there's yeah, we can all support each other and help each other. And I'm so grateful for my 4 sisters and my mom that have helped me through this journey of motherhood. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, 100%. And it's so beautiful. Like, Brooks, huge win. Brooke, your turn. Like a
Okay.
literal win, like huge win. Tell us your wins this
Oh, yes.
week.
So we went down to Boise, and Hannah's soccer team they were 5th seed and they won state. And it was a huge upset, first time in Moscow high school history that the girls have won state. And what was such a win was seeing all these parents who got up at 5:30 to get their kids on the bus with signs. We went to a different location and waved them off, and then we all drove down, and then we all cheered them on, and then a bunch of moms made all these gift bags for them, and I just realized, oh my gosh, this is so exciting for so many people, and we all came together and we did it. We cheered on our girls like for the last 16 years, right? And then it culminated in this huge victory. So they're just celebrating, and they also got the highest average GPA in the state as a team. So we're just so proud of them. So that was the biggest win, and we all got back there and back safely. And I think I lost a couple pounds from cheering, like hours and hours and hours. It was so fantastic and exciting. And I think like it was interesting just to be like, I don't know if this is more stressful. like exciting to watch my kids compete or to be in it myself. But Hannah nailed shoot one of the overtime kicks, and she was like a warrior. She just walked straight up there and nailed it in, and I was so proud of her, and I was so confident in her. And so anyway, that was my win, and I've actually gotten ahead a little bit on my classes, or at least I thought I did last week, and now I'm behind again. So that's a win and a lose.
Celebrating the moment in time when you were ahead. We're still celebrating that. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
So,
Awesome.
thanks.
Hey, Ruth, I want to hear from you too. This was more of a group coaching class, but it's so good.
So my win is I remembered something that I used to have on my refrigerator years ago, and it had something to do with what you give power to has power over you if you allow it. And what I used to think about that was not the healthiest, but in remembering that quote this last week was a new understanding of I get to choose what I give power to. What I decide is important, what I decide really has meaning or value. And then I'm still in charge of where to put that in my life. So this week I've been aware things have come up and I've just decided, oh, that's inconsequential. I don't need to react to that. This used to bother me and I'm just choosing to not value that anymore. So it doesn't bother me because I've not assigned it value. And
That's
so
powerful.
it has lost its power in several ways. And so yesterday was my youngest sister's birthday and she spent the day with me. She lives here in the same town that I'm in with Brooke. We're in Moscow. And she has Downs and cognitively, she's starting to decline a little bit. And so for her, what celebration this year was different from what it has been in the past. And I've had some of our siblings were up to their shenanigans, and just recognizing that, oh, they think this is a power vacuum and they're just gonna fill in the gaps and be all of that. And they can. And they don't know my mind. They don't know what I think or how I feel. And they don't need to know, and it's okay. And their shenanigans have kind of lost their momentum and their steam, their power, because I have not assigned a value to that anymore. It's just, it used to be up here and now it's like, oh, well, that's them doing their shenanigans and it's inconsequential. And so on I go. And so to me, that was my big, big win. Just remembering I can assign value and power or importance to things. And I get to decide.
Man, that is the game. It's finding our power and it's discovering that we get to assign that power. It's the game of letting go, like that whole book by Mel Robbins of Let Them. But it's like, you're just like, okay, they're going to throw their hissy fit. Let them. Okay, I'm going to be in my business and they're going to try and bring in their shenanigans. Let them. And I'm going to stay in my lane, right? I'm going to stay in my business. And that way you are escaping the victimhood, but the cyclical thinking that causes suffering, right?
Mhm.
If they do all their shenanigans and then you go into that realm and you go, oh, I can't believe they did that, this was so wrong, this was this was the impact, I'm such a victim, then you're letting them win really, and you're not having the best experience of you. And that's really what I wanted to address today in class is like, where in our lives do we have cyclical thinking where we go into suffering because we let our mind stay fixed on a fear-based emotion, a fear of being, whatever it is, being taken advantage of, not being appreciated, not being loved, not being safe, not being whatever it is. So, do any of you relate to this where you've been in that state of suffering, but really it was only because you were in a cyclical thought pattern? Does this resonate? So
Yeah,
I just had
definitely.
this client that had this whole entire night, sleepless night. His girlfriend did not respond. He texted her at 4:30 and he saw that she had seen it, and then he looked every hour until he went to bed, and then he couldn't sleep. Then he woke up at 5. She still hadn't responded. And so he was in this, I'm not enough. I'm not magnetic enough. She doesn't appreciate me. We're so close when we're together. Then she just pulls away. I must not be enough, right? And then she calls the next morning. She says, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My daughter was sick. I fell asleep with her at 5 o'clock. I thought I would wake up again. I was excited to call you, I just woke up and she's feeling better, but sorry. And he's like, but how much suffering was he in for that long? For literally, it was in his own mind, right? How many times have we done that? And in what way do you do this? And so I want to kind of look at this like the anxiety of life, right? And that's one of the ones that we didn't really look at, but I think Brie was going to look at it with us. But anxiety is this underlying fear that becomes chronic, or sometimes it's unacknowledged, or something that we're afraid of that it's just kind of clicking in our brain in a cycle. And it causes this feeling of tension in our body. And so fear is, I don't have enough information, but anxiety is the fear that there will never be enough information, never enough to be safe, never enough to feel adequate, never enough to have enough, like, to be confident. So yeah, I'm just curious how this shows up, if this is something that you're just free of now, if you find that you go into this, where is that cyclical thinking happening for you that causes the anxiety? Ruth, I love your share because it just like led straight into this, but like it's exactly where you used to be in the anxiety of it and you just got the code. You're like, oh, I'm just going to let them, and I'm going to play my game, and I'm going to show up in a way that I'm proud of. Right. So beautiful. It was just like, I'm going to free myself. Boom. I'm out of it. But yeah, any thoughts or comments before we move into the solution? Jay, I saw you.
I used to have a lot of anxiety about a lot of different things. And I read something, without reading the whole book, I read just a portion that just kind of shifted my thinking. And that is that we tell ourselves stories because we try to make sense of things. And so often the story that we tell ourselves is not based in fact or reality or truth. It's based on assumptions and fears. And so something happens and you tell yourself the story. We try to put it all together, and then we act based on this story that's in our head. And so I know for me that happened in milliseconds. We just have this set.
Well, because you also have the stories of the past that it connects to, and then all of a sudden the story gets longer and bigger and stronger and more. And so this is like, if you can write this down, if you can memorize this, the solution to this is, it doesn't matter why, it matters that.
What? It doesn't matter
It
why.
doesn't matter why, it matters that.
Oh yeah.
This sentence will free you so often from this concept of, because we go into the why, and why is the emotion word. Why is what creates the stories, right? Why is this? If you ask your child why they did not clean their room, they will have a story for you, right? If you say, when will you clean your room? All they can give you is a time, right? So it's like going into, why do I have cancer? Why are my parents, my siblings treating me this way? Why is my child acting this way? We will go into more of the emotion, but the emotion started with a question that was fear-based, and so then it will end up in fear. The only time to use the question why is in the love-based emotions of, why do I feel so amazing right now? Why am I winning? Why is my life so good right now, right? Your wins are an answer to a why question, but it's like an empowering why. So use your why very, very carefully. But the why of negative thought, like the fear-based emotions, will create anxiety. Do you see that? It's the source of anxiety is why for fear-based emotions and fears. Jay, I feel like you have something to say.
I love that. I actually wanted you to repeat one more time the statement.
Yeah, it doesn't matter why, it matters that.
It matters that.
Yeah. So
like that it's happening.
Yeah, your kids
Okay.
cleaning their room. It
Right,
doesn't
right, right.
matter why you don't have your room cleaned. It just matters that the room is not clean and needs to be cleaned.
Yeah.
Right? What's another example of this?
I think I'm just trying to apply it to like what's going on in my family right now, you know?
Yeah.
It matters that my children are hurting and suffering, not why. But then I'm trying to wrap my brain around, like, doesn't knowing the why help us get to the solution of how to fix the that? I don't know. Tell me.
So for
Explain.
example, perfect example. Why did my kids get into an accident while I was in Utah? Why did someone, why is my father-in-law gone? Why did he have to
It's
die?
kind of that spiraling suffering.
That will cause a lot of suffering.
Okay.
Why were my kids in the car when they now there's a real wide door opening to making everyone wrong, right?
Yeah.
It's, oh my gosh, they shouldn't even have been in that car. I told them not to take them in the car, like, right?
Yeah.
You could, and then, or I'm so wrong. Like, why were they I left them. I should have been there with them. Like, it will throw you into massive suffering if you go into the why. Now,
so the facts are good to know. The facts, like, this happened, now how do we move forward, but not suffering in the why and the shoulda, woulda, couldas and the story we tell ourselves.
It's all story making.
Okay.
For love, let's look at it. Why is he going to heal faster and easier than any other child? Well, I'm going to pour love into him. We're going to get the best care. He has awesome doctors. Right? Like, he's going to wear a cast. He's going to, like, stay off his leg. That's a great question to ask.
Yeah. I actually really appreciate this because a couple years ago, I'm obsessed with Brene Brown a little bit, but she did a thing about the story I'm telling myself thing. She told a story about her and her husband and how now they say the story I'm telling myself is this, right? I'm sorry if this Moana is loud, if you can hear that.
Can't hear it.
You can't hear anything? Oh, good. Yay for Zoom. So my husband and I, and it's been life-changing for me to be able to be like, okay, just talk to somebody I love and be like, okay, the story I'm telling myself is this. Help me understand what the real thing is, because this is what's going on in my brain. But this is like mind-blowing to me that I can apply it to everything. So thank you. This is so great.
It's so good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
So another way of saying it is my illusion is, right? Like but the story I'm telling myself is so good, so powerful to just acknowledge we are all creating our own illusion of what, I can be like, oh my gosh, the sky is so blue because there's no clouds and there's going to be a drought and there's not going to be enough snow on the mountain. And then we're going to go into like, well, seriously, like we can make any story up, the illusion of our mind, like just acknowledge we're all in an illusion and we will all be much happier and better off, especially when interacting with other humans with their own illusions, right?
Oh my gosh. I have an example of an illusion that I was like laughing at myself, right? But yesterday, it's like, oh my gosh, this has been an unbelievable bumper crop year for like honey and fruit and stuff. And I'm like, oh, the Trump people probably feel like this is God blessing the earth. And then the non-Trump people are probably like, this is the earth giving us extra food for the wars that are coming. Like, wow, my brain just did that. Like, those are stories. Totally crazy, right? Like, and it just happened so fast.
Yeah. The Course in Miracles says we're never upset for the reason we think, right? And so
Yeah.
what if we flip things completely on their head and look at it there? You say,
Mhm.
well, they should really be apologizing. Well, I should really be apologizing. Well, she should be wearing pink because it's breast cancer awareness day. Well, I should be wearing pink. I don't know. Like we all just like literally just flip everything on its head and it's just as true. Most often. So it's the game and it's just seeing like fear for what it is and recognizing it's just not enough information. What if I get more? What if I look at it from a different way? What if I stop asking the wrong question? The quality of our question determines the quality of our life. The quality of asking why around fear based emotions will determine the quality of your life, which is you will be in fear or you will be in anxiety. You will be in that emotion more or another one that throws you even deeper. So that's kind of the big aha lesson of today. I'll drop us into a meditation, but any final thoughts before we conclude, wrap up? Laura?
I just have an example of where us working through these has worked. So this past weekend, I wrote an offer for clients and they didn't get the house. And my client was very frustrated. We had a conversation on the phone. It felt like it was very much directed at me, the frustration that it was, somehow my fault. And, I stayed calm. I talked her through, there's, there's no way to know what could have happened, what could have showed up, we don't have a crystal ball. And then I have a showing agent that's showing the properties for me. And I talked to her afterwards and I was like, a year or two ago, I would have carried this around with me all weekend. I would have been sick over it. I would have needed to take a Xanax. I would have needed therapy over this one particular incident and just be walking around just terrified that they were going to fire me. And instead, I was able to say like, what is true? What is true is that I know what I'm doing. I know how to do my job. I know I did the best, that I could for them. And I know how the market works. And I know that this is just part of it. And so instead of like spiraling downward and telling myself this story that they were going to fire me and they hate me and all of these things, I was able to just stop it in its tracks and have not been carrying it around like that. Now, sure, I want them to be happy with me and I want to, I want to help them. I don't want them, I don't want them to be upset with me, but I didn't fall into the like people pleasing or like I wasn't groveling or doing anything like that. So anyway, I just want to say,
Actually, in the end, probably increases their respect for you. But the fact is they went into the why, right? They went into, why didn't I get this property?
yeah,
Oh, it's because my real estate agent didn't do enough, right? Rather than like, why am I going to get the next one?
yeah.
And then you go into problem solving and you go into working together and in partnership instead of going into the fear-based emotions and then acting from it, having a conversation with your realtor and making her all wrong and spewing whatever, right? So you can see how they went into that, and you can see how you didn't go into the whole game of taking on, and you just let them. You're like, oh, I'm going to let them be in their emotions and illusions and everything else, just like Ruth did. Like, big win today,
Mhm.
this week. So well done. Yeah.
I love the way you just used the, do I know that's true? What do I know is true? Do I really know that's true? Am I positive that's true? And then you flipped it. Yeah, you flipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
good.
sinking in.
Okay. So go ahead.
I said it's sinking in.
Yeah, we're getting it. We're getting it. That's the beauty of like staying with it rather than just doing like one short class and trying to, it's repetition and it's applying in different ways, and it's just so powerful. In the chat, I put the registration for the gratitude challenge that starts on Monday. Please share it and sign up. Have any of you actually signed up yet? And
I
if
haven't, but I just figured out that my Relief Society group get to have an invitation. So I'm forwarding it on to my Relief Society group of this little tiny town I live in. And so I'm really, really looking forward to that. I know Paige, seems to me like this is about your 7th annual.
Yeah, this is like my favorite time of year. In fact, it's like $150 gift that you can just give people. Just be like, think about it as like, this is my Thanksgiving gift to my friends and family. Give it to them and just let them know this is a really wonderful thing to do together. It really brings you together and gets you on the same track, gives you the same tools that you can play together with all through the year. So yeah, the registration link is in here. I'll also send it in a text. But if you register, please let me know if you get the email and text, because you're kind of my test group.
Yeah.
I'm getting them,
Okay.
but I don't know. I haven't had doesn't say that. Anyway, I just need to figure this out, and there's always technical glitches. So if you sign up, I would really appreciate it. And then just let me know if you got the text and email. Okay.
I don't think I've gotten, I saw a link in the chat here. Was that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it starts Monday at 9 o'clock your time.
And share it with
daily
anybody.
for 7. Share it with anyone and everyone you can. It's just a big kind of, and I'm doing the marketing way late, but it's also like it always fills up, so I'm not worried about it. The people, but if you have anyone in your world that you think would be like benefit from it, it's a super powerful program.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll get the workbook, they'll get the whole support and in each class. Okay, I'm just going to do a 5-minute meditation to drop us back into life and the world and our senses, and launch us off into this gratitude challenge. So take a deep breath. October is coming to an end. You just do a body scan, letting your attention come to the crown of your head, releasing your forehead. Just feeling this color, this light, this feeling of light, love, peace, and calm pouring through your neck and shoulders all the way down through your arms. Those healing hands, breathing it into your belly, into your heart. And finding a rhythm. Breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice that as you breathe, finding this equilibrium of inhale and exhale, your nervous system calms, your mind clears, your body relaxes. And you just drop into trust. Trust in your mind. Trust in your body. Trust in your connection to the divine. Trust in your own safety. Breathing in that safety. Letting your body feel the frequency of feeling safe in every cell of your being. And allow yourself to just think of one thing that you're grateful for, maybe a person. Just the first person that comes to mind, and think of the reasons why you're grateful for that person. Maybe it's someone you can reach out to today and just share some gratitude. Notice how that feels in your body. Thinking of some place or thing that you're grateful for. Letting your mind flood with all the different reasons why you're grateful for that place or thing. And now in this calm state, as your frequency is heightened by gratitude, you get to just think of what you want most right now. Maybe setting an intention for today or for this week. Just tuning into your deepest desires, needs, wants. Asking one of the most powerful questions in the universe, what do I want? Once the answer comes to you, just choose one thing. Maybe make one commitment to yourself to move towards that faster and easier. See yourself taking that action, being that way, showing up for yourself, and moving closer to your desire. Noticing what that feels like, what it looks like. Seeing what it looks like to receive that, to feel that, to be that, to have that. Notice what you feel in your body and what it looks like and who you get to be. You have that. And this is conscious creation. Holding that commitment, knowing that you hold the integrity with yourself to do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it for yourself. Breathing that in. Excited to step forward, wiggling your fingers and toes and raising your hands above your head. Put a smile on your face. And we are complete. Welcome back. Yes, 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 yes. good. Hmm. So welcome back. Love you all. We'll see you on Monday for the gratitude challenge, and then class on Wednesday. Make sure that you schedule your call with me for November. And yeah, love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.